Hey nerds, join us on Discord and hit that subscribe button.
Hi, I'm Flynn.
Kellic!
Oma!
Thessaly.
Zika.
And I'm your DM, Ethan. Welcome to Venture Forth. Previously, you all had gathered once more into Hayfried's Void. You all had discussed possible plans moving forward, and after a bit of a discussion on what the plan was going to be, you all contacted Xavier to open up a portal. Once he did, he joined you all in the Void, and upon asking him some questions about how to get to the Underdark and the mysterious gas that seemed to poison everyone except for Kellic, Xavier offered to create a series of potions for all of you that would change your physiology, that would transform your lungs into that of a drow. Over the course of the next few hours, as he was making those ingredients, you all went about different activities. Flynn went back to Addersfeld and discovered the Ironlight Castle completely abandoned. And as everyone gathered once more into the Void, Xavier finished the potions just as you look beyond him and see the platform that holds Codon Vo passing by. So as Xavier walks up to all of you and starts handing out the potions, one for everyone except for Kellic, what would you all like to do?
Is there anything else you want to take care of before we go? Then I know you wanted to do something nice for Hayfried and Timmy.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you have in mind?
Well, Thessaly has some dirt.
I do. I have a jar of dirt. I'm going to leave it right. Where will Hayfried see it best? What do you think? Where should I leave a little note with it?
Yeah, you should leave a note. Otherwise, how is he going to know?
That's true. Okay.
Very true. I mean, he probably gets dirt from a lot of people, so...
Oh, you think so?
No, just from you.
Oh, I thought... Okay.
No,
well,
I was being ironic, Thessaly. I think if you leave dirt, I think I'll know who it's from.
All right. Well, that's good.
He wants
Leave a
dirt.
note if you want to say something.
He said he wants dirt.
I asked him what he wanted. I asked Timmy and Hayfried what they wanted, and Hayfried said that dirt, some places, has good properties, and I said I was really good at finding dirt, so I found some dirt and I put it in a jar.
Okay, I guess he gets dirt then.
That's what he wanted.
Maybe
That's what he
he's
said.
gonna make a garden.
That would be lovely.
Oh, I actually want to leave him a letter, so if you want, I can put the reference here.
All right. And I'll walk over to the main work table where Hayfried usually is when we come in, and
Yes.
I will leave my jar of dirt that says to Hayfried from Thessaly.
Okay.
And I have great
hates us.
handwriting.
And I'm gonna go over there with Tess and pull out a piece of parchment and just start scribbling a letter to Hayfried. Just a note. Dear Hayfried, I noticed that you have mithril. Never mind how. Wondering if you can fashion it into any kind of armor or shield. Asking for a friend.
The friend is me.
Sika. Also, Tess is leaving you dead. And then I'll take it and I'll put a gold piece on the parchment as well. And as we're turning to head back, I'll just kind of grab your shoulder for a second, Tess. To get your attention. That diamond. I think I know what you have in mind, and just if someone else needs it more, don't use it on me, okay?
I'm gonna narrow my eyes. Okay.
Don't like how you said that.
I said okay. That's not an affirmative. It's not a negative. You said what you said, and I responded.
But I mean it.
Seeker, if you need the diamond, I'm going to use it on you.
But if someone else needs it, they get it first.
We have a... Kellic is a great healer. I really don't think... I should be the last resort, right? So... we might not even need it. It might be fine.
Okay. I'm serious.
I know you're serious. I'm serious, too.
Okay.
And I don't make eye contact with Seeker.
Alma, how long do you think it takes for what Seeker just wrote down to get into Husk?
Whoa.
Like, right away? Or?
Maybe we should go into Husk right now and find out.
I want to say we don't have time, but technically
No
I think
time
we
passes.
do. It probably still not worth the focus. Oh no, we've got much to...
Well, maybe we'll test it some other time because that would be really cool. Like if I wrote a note and then when you went into... and it had a secret on it. And then you went into Husk and asked to find out that secret.
Mm-hmm.
We would find out if the letter was there or not.
But what if I died trying to find out the secret that you wrote on
But you
the
don't
note?
have to actually find out the secret. You can just ask them if they have the note.
Would he be able to tell me that?
Well, he does the whole measuring thing, and you don't have to do it or
right,
not.
if he does the measuring, I have my answer.
Yeah.
Oh. Xavier,
Yeah.
do you happen to know the Underdark city of Doirnan by any chance?
And how to get there?
We know we're going to Stillgate, and I think from what we saw of the maps in the maps we acquired, it's somewhere south of Stillgate. Can you corroborate that by any chance?
Yes, Doirnan, underground in the Underdark.
Aye.
Just south of Stillgate, just about under the city of Vimfaldir.
Oh.
Once you get to Stillgate, there are a few tunnels that take you down into the Underdark. Pretty treacherous tunnels. Some of them very winding paths. But I have heard of one that would take you there much quicker.
Do you mind showing us?
Sure. Do you have a map?
No, I mean, you could just come with us and guide us.
He's got to look after Zeta, Alma.
I would.
He's gotta look after me.
I know, but Zeta's a direct conduit to the outcast.
As much as I do want to stay and help you, Olma, it seems that you are in good hands here. And Zeta, once again, doesn't have the same company that you do.
Yeah, Zeta needs it. So Zeta.
Flynn,
you have a map, right?
Yeah. And I will look up from doing some drawing, and I'll go into my backpack and pull it up. Yeah, I got it here, and I'll hand it over.
Xavier?
Okay. And he lays it out on the table, pushes the jar of dirt that Thessaly put down on the table, sort of pushes it off to the side.
Well, be careful with that. Just be careful with it.
Okay. And he unfurls the map, presses out the corners, and he sort of centers in on Stillgate and traces his finger sort of down the road from Stillgate down to Vimfaldir. And he says, okay, so if you are teleporting into Stillgate here, there are a couple of known tunnels, also very well guarded. There are some dangerous monsters that come up from the Underdark. So most of these tunnels are going to be guarded fairly well from the outside, mostly Undalian soldiers. There are entry points here, here, and here. You're going to be teleporting in here. So depending on the time scale, this is probably the one that you're going to want to go to, the one right here just outside of the city. And then from there, it's just about a day and a half travel down into the Underdark, into the city of Doirnan.
A day and a half? Walking?
Yes. I mean, it's the Underdark. It takes quite a bit of time to get there.
Is there any way to get there faster? Because we only have 3 days before lots and lots and lots of people die.
I think slightly less.
There is one quicker way, but it's a much darker path. There are some ancient and evil magics within that cave. The ground underneath your feet, though, the cave itself almost warps the space around you and condenses the amount of space that you have to travel to get to the Underdark. It will be much quicker, most likely about half a day.
That's
the one we want to do then.
Yes.
And then Xavier points back to the map. So this path, it is also going to be closer to the teleportation circle that you're going in on. Though this way is directly underneath one of the arcane schools within Stillgate. They tend to study the magics that come out of it, and one of the sort of warning signs is that every once in a while, with these other tunnels to the Underdark, dark monsters and dark creatures will emanate from the tunnels. But nothing has ever emanated from this tunnel. Nothing has ever come out, and anyone who has gone in has also never come out again.
Never? Not one?
No.
But it definitely goes to the Underdark.
It absolutely goes to the Underdark.
Well,
How do they know if nobody's ever come out?
That is a great question.
There are certain spells that can imbue inanimate objects with the ability to see through them. And once those inanimate objects are taken through the tunnel, a passageway was discovered and came out the other side in a place that was much further away than what was anticipated.
Oh my gosh! So maybe it's not a direct tunnel. Maybe something happens in the middle, and you just kind of like pop into a new place.
I appreciate that you finished that sentence, Alma. Thought you were just going to end with pop.
maybe just...
Maybe you go in and then you just pop.
Maybe.
I hope not.
Some of the magics that emanate from this tunnel are similar to certain arcane spells that would take you from one place to another, certain teleportation spells, more closely resembling the shorter distance dimension door sort of spells, but constant emanation.
Not a single person, not one account of an actual living being making it. So what you're saying is the task currently before us, by all standards, by everyone in existence in Elbor, is currently impossible.
Fatal. Most likely. Unless they come out somewhere else that nobody's ever tracked or seen.
There was a team of arcane researchers who went into the tunnels. There was approximately 30 of them that went in. 2 years later, they were discovered in a completely different set of caverns within the Underdark. Only 4 of them remaining.
What happened to the other 26?
We're not sure, and by the time we got to the 4 that remained, there wasn't much left of their minds to remember.
Lots of concerning things here.
Okay.
How far from the original tunnel were they found?
It was a couple miles.
Not terribly far.
But it was 2 years later.
It was 2 years later.
And none of them had any sanity left, so that's not comforting at all.
They lost their minds, their friends, and they were not close. Okay.
Just trying to... We have to go, but I'm just
they
trying to
were
figure out.
also researchers and educators. They were not probably as well equipped as you all are. And
Sure.
the city of Stillgate hasn't been eager to send a legion down into these tunnels.
I imagine not.
No one has gone down there in perhaps the last 15 to 20 years.
Cool.
Was there anything they said? What was left of their minds? Did they say?
They were
anything
not
as
left
to
with the
what?
ability to speak, no.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm gonna grab my letter and just write. Also, I am leaving Eldra here with you.
Oh.
Okay.
That being considered, Do we want to go right now?
If you are on a time schedule, I would be able to take you to the entrance. It's directly under my alma mater.
Oh, you studied there?
I did.
Gate?
Yes. Before I went out into the world.
Would they give us trouble if you're not with us?
Most likely.
Yeah, no, you should come with us at least to take us to the tunnel.
I can take you to the tunnel.
Can you give us something in case we come back through there later and we can say we are with the wizard guy?
His name's Xavier. He's not
That's
just
all right.
wizard guy.
He sort of
If you vouch
pats
for us at the
himself down.
front, then
I would assume that the guards stationed there and my old colleagues, if I told them who you were at the outset, there would probably be no disturbance coming out.
Yeah, maybe if you tell them we're there to investigate or research.
I don't
the
think that
tunnel.
would be too far of a stretch. No.
Yeah, and I mean, guys, think of it. If we make it through, we'll be the first people ever to have made it through, and that would be super cool.
That is a thought, yes.
Certainly
Not
an
the first.
accomplishment.
But it's a thought.
What's the first thought?
well,
Not-
the first people who made it through lost their minds, but they made it through. In theory.
Well, to
Maybe
go
we'll
through and
keep
come
our
back
minds.
the same place.
Right.
Yeah,
Yes.
and they were found 2 years later, so like we only have 3
Yeah,
days.
they were
so-
found. They didn't really return.
I.
Okay, so we're gonna do this, and then
Right.
have you, Xavier? I know we asked you already, if you knew who we were talking about, about Lola 3. Do you have any idea where her lab might be?
Lolinthrer?
Okay, Lola
Lola
3.
3?
Lola 3.
No,
Okay.
we have to do some linguistic studies at some point.
The low girl.
Lolinthrer.
That one.
I don't know what the exact whereabouts of this person would be, but I do know that mages are very highly regarded within Drow society in the Underdark. So once you get there, perhaps just a simple asking around would suffice.
Okay. You should ask though, Kellic.
I will.
You'll have to take the lead on this one in general, Kellic.
That's
I'm
what
gonna
I'm
put my
afraid
hood
of.
up, I think.
Casting my gaze over to Flynn. Friend, you've been uncharacteristically quiet. What do you think?
And I'll look up from drawing. I think we have no choice. But I do think that, and I'll turn to Xavier, if we don't make it back, and I'll look back to the group, let him out.
Let who? Him?
I'll point to the cage.
He's like right behind us
I'm,
right
like,
now, right?
shaking
Like
my head
he
no.
kind of went by us.
Kodombo is at this point still rotating
orbiting,
on the platform way out there.
I'm like shit, like
We-
behind Flynn, like shaking my head back and
know.
forth, no, and like mouthing the word.
I'll say to him, basically, he has a brand, a magical brand that we're trying to deactivate. And it's connected to a bunch of innocent people. And if we don't deactivate it by 3 days, or 2.5, or whatever it is, and he doesn't check in, those people die.
Or
if
so he
we-
says.
And I'll
We believe him.
We verify. I think we
It's true.
looked at the magic, didn't we? So
So if we don't make it back in time, let him out. Or else those people will die.
And more people will die when you let him out. So, use your best judgment.
Okay, should I just let him out the front door?
No.
I
Yeah.
would
Yeah.
confer with Hayfried on what to do next because
Hayfried
we'll all be
said-
dead. So
Hayfried specifically said, don't let anybody out before he left. That's the thing he said. Hayfried looked at us as he was leaving and said, whatever you do, don't let anyone out. He said that's the only thing that we could do that would be bad. So I don't think you should be doing anything unless you confirm with Hayfried.
I'm just telling you the facts. Do whatever you think is right. But if you leave him in there and we don't come back, people die. That's
Okay, should I
That's
check
true.
back in 3 days? I mean, I have to go back to
Yeah.
Mornstead.
If you don't hear from us in that time,
Well,
come back and talk to
Because
Hayfried.
we can send
See,
a
but-
message from where we are.
you left a letter for Hayfried, right? Did you leave instructions in there on what to do or what the situation is if we don't come back?
No.
What was in the letter then?
I want him to make stuff for me. For
We might not survive.
That's like every day for us.
That's true.
It's fine. It's fine. Xavier, you can have a little. Just, you know where we're going.
I can update the letter.
Xavier, no, it's fine. You don't need to update the letter. Xavier, you know where we're going. If you don't mind having a little conversation with Hayfried and just letting him know what's going on, that would be great. And then in 3 days' time or 2.5 days' time, if you can just connect with us so we can connect and discuss next steps, that would be good.
Okay, 3 days.
You still have the ink. You can still write us.
Yes, I do.
Excellent.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Are you all ready to get underway? I can
Yeah.
probably take you there, and I mean, it's pretty close to the opening of the portal on the other side, so probably be in about 20 to 30 minutes that
Do we
you'll be
want-
there.
Do we want to ask, and I'll point to Kodambo, do we want to ask that if they know where we should go?
No.
If they're aware of where this lab is?
No.
The less information, the better for him.
If we can
True.
shorten our time to get there,
I think we've already shortened it as much as we can. We just have to go now.
that is not true. If we have more information, we can actually go
We don't know
faster.
that he's been to the lab, and he could lead us on a giant wild goose hunt. He doesn't want us to go there.
Also true.
Yeah, anything they say, I'm not going to
We
believe.
can't trust him. Do we have enough rope?
Rope.
I have a rope
Why
Just
do we
want to make sure.
rope for what?
underground.
Of all the things we've done, rope has been the most handy thing we've ever
Well,
had.
if 30 people went in and only 4 people came out, maybe we should be tied together.
Oh, you want? Oh, we should tie ourselves together. All right. That's fine.
Okay, we're ready, Xavier.
Okay. Everyone back on the teleportation circle. As the teleportation circle comes down, you all step on once again.
Oh, quick question.
As we whoosh.
Yeah,
As you whoosh.
it won't change regardless, but some people took a short rest during that, or no? Like while we were there? at
Some
Hayfried's?
people did.
Yeah, I think we
Wasn't-
counted as a
wasn't
short
me.
rest.
Or I don't know, yeah.
I will, for everyone, I will count the time in Hayfried's Void as a short rest for everyone. So if you would like to do that, specifically Seeker did get a long rest, though,
Oh.
because
Yeah.
of the magical bed.
Oh.
But that was before we went in.
Oh, that was
we
before-
went in,
that was
though.
before
That was
us.
before we went in.
Oh, that is correct.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
never mind.
Yeah.
But
It was
we've had a
post-
short
but
rest, so if you want to
post-pass
take a short rest.
Would be short.
What's going on? Do we have a short rest? Do we get a long rest? I'm
Yes.
confused. Okay.
We can take. I can take a short. We can. Can I add a short rest?
Yes, you can add a short rest.
But do I get a short rest?
So you guys all whoosh. And as you feel your feet hit the ground, it is not the normal rundown back room that you're all used to teleporting into. You look around and you can see right under your feet as you land, you see this white stone, though you are in a dark room.
Ooh.
But first, before you begin to look around, you hear as 3 purple gems on sort of each of the walls of the room light up, lighting the interior of this room, almost activating at your presence. And you look around and you see this beautiful, polished white stone room all around you, and a heavy metal door right in front of you.
Well, so this is how the other half teleports.
Fancy.
Very nice.
Okay, are we good to go? As Xavier heads over towards the door and begins cranking this massive lever on the front of it, almost like this vault door that he opens up as the door begins to swing open. And immediately you get hit with this cold burst of air as it is still the long eve. And you look out, and immediately out the door, you get a perfect view of stars in front of you. It's not the bustling streets or the abandoned streets of Addersfeld. You look out and you see stars. And as you step out into this other room in front of you, you look out and you see that you're actually at the top of what is probably a very, very tall building. And this room leads out directly to a window, and you can see all the sky in front of you. As you walk up to this window, you look out and you see a massive city. A city perhaps larger than you have ever seen before. Larger even than Oakenspire. And you can see that it is completely white. Even the areas not covered by snow and this torrential snowfall are still white stone. And you can see in a very similar fashion to Addersfeld, a lot of these buildings have these little orbs on each of their corners, lighting the streets below with this magical golden light. As Xavier leads you out into this room, he opens up another door, and you can see that there is a spiral staircase leading downward. He leads you all down the spiral staircase, down further and further and further. And as you go down further and further, there are windows on the interior of this staircase. And you can see that you guys were very high up. And as you get further and further down, you start to see the tops of buildings. And you keep going further and further down, and the buildings don't stop. You get the sense that this city is very much built upward. And as you get to about halfway down, you look out, and you can see just beyond the city, towards the west, this massive cliffside that completely drops off and goes off into the ocean. And as you get down towards the bottom, you start to look out the window and start to see the ground of Stillgate. And you can see that Stillgate itself is made on top of these massive hills. And that each street is a slope that, at varying degrees, goes down towards the ocean. As you finally get to the ground floor, you step outside. And as you step outside, you almost have to catch yourself from slipping because the street in front of you is at such an angle. And you look around, the streets seem fairly abandoned, but that might just be because of the cold and the snow. You do see a couple of people moving between buildings, very much covered in heavy furs. And you begin walking through the streets. You walk down a few that are pretty easy to scale. Then you begin walking up a couple streets, and your legs start to tire and fill with that pain of just walking up a very steep hill. But eventually, walking through the city, you get to a building that is equally as tall as the one you just came out of. As Xavier points out to you, the primary school of Stillgate. You look up and you can see that there are birds swirling some of the top spires, very similar to Flynn, what you know from Addersfeld. And you look up and you can almost see some of these birds shimmering and changing the color of their feathers, as you had seen with Eldra. And you can see 5 huge spires of this school. Xavier, what was that?
I'm just real quick on the way here.
Yep.
Could I have been looking out for either like posted signs, or I know you said it was pretty blank, but if there was like a cry or something, like news about, like kind of noticing that it's really blank, like news about the war front, and see if that's posted anywhere, or even just like propaganda?
Yeah, I'm going to have you make a perception check.
Okay. That is a total of 23.
Wow.
23, wow.
Get it.
As you're walking through the city, You see a couple of pieces of paper that are sort of posted up on the walls. You wouldn't really think much of them, but as you're passing by, you do notice that there are these war propaganda posters. And you see them almost posted on every other building. And they are inviting Stillgate's brightest minds, their most enthusiastic supporters to come and not fight on the war front, but to come and work for Ondale in the scientific research and to create weapons of war, to strategize in these battle plans and strategies. So it very much seems like within Stillgate, they're not necessarily even recruiting soldiers as much as brain power. But eventually you do make it to the school. You approach these massive wooden doors that are painted this burgundy red in front of you. And you can see that they are a little bit weathered in certain places. But Xavier walks up and he grasps one of the doors and almost has to put his entire weight into opening the door, not just because the door is so heavy, but because of the snow that's piled up in front of it as he has to pull it open. But immediately, almost like a ray of sunshine, you guys are all filled with this warmth that is coming out of the school. You walk in, and within your first couple of steps, you are being bombarded and your shoulders hit on either side with elves and humans in long robes carrying books as a sea of students and professors are walking in front of you, all of them moving in haste to each of their destinations. It is, for a moment, completely overwhelming before Xavier sort of snaps all of you out of it and carves a path in between all of these students and teachers, almost knowing the flow of how this school works. And you follow him and you are taken through the school. And almost before you even notice it, it seems like you're in the sea of these people. All of a sudden in front of you, there's a door, and Xavier opens the door and ushers you all through. And for the first moment at this school, you get a bit of quiet. And you look around and you can see bookshelves lining the room. It is a singular room about 20 feet by 20 feet, but bookshelves lining the walls. Nothing in the center except for a single circular table with a couple of books stacked up on it. Xavier walks over to one of the bookshelves, continues walking to it, continues walking, and almost as it looks like he's going to walk into the bookshelf, he phases right through.
Ooh.
Magic.
Magic.
This place is amazing.
I love it.
This is a horrible place.
Do you all follow him through?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, you all follow him through, and immediately as your vision is sort of taken over by this bookshelf, it snaps back into focus, and it opens into a massive dungeon in front of you. You can see it is lit by sconces. Mostly, you can see that it is not carved, but it looks like a natural cave in front of you, lit by these torches, creating these shadows that are dancing off of the walls. And you can see in the center what looks like perhaps an ancient ritual chamber. You can see in this open cavern, there are some pillars, some of them half knocked over, some of them completely taken over by like moss and all of the green that's growing in this cave. And just on the opposite end, you can see the opening of a tunnel. And you can see 3 Ondalian soldiers standing guard there, as well as several tables set up and students and teachers walking back and forth, sharing notes, taking notes. You see one of what looks like a professor with these regal robes walk up to the cave with a book in his hand. As he opens it, reads through a couple of lines, raises his hand, seems to cast a spell before returning back to his notebook and writing down some notes. Xavier walks up to this teacher who is casting spells into the void. And as he walks up, you can see Xavier turns to him and they begin conversing. None of you can really hear what they're saying as you're still a little bit of ways back. At first, the conversation seems unfamiliar. It seems as though Xavier is introducing himself for the first time, but after a couple of seconds, it almost seems that this teacher has some recollection. As he reaches his hand out, they shake each other's hands and continue conversing. A couple of the times throughout the conversation, Xavier turns to all of you and sort of points at each one of you before returning to his conversation with the
Anytime
teacher.
he turns to point to me, I wave.
The teacher turns to you and waves back. You can see all of the soldiers in here and all of the students and teachers are human. And finally, one last handshake. Xavier walks back to all of you. So that was one of my old professors, Don, and he's going to let you guys through. I sort of exaggerated a little bit of who you guys are and perhaps what you can do, but I did tell him that you were all, in the interest of research, going to be volunteering to go down into the cave. So I would suggest keeping all that up. It would probably be a good thing. And if you return back out, I gave Dawn instruction to contact me.
If?
Well,
When? I'm sorry. When?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
I mean,
we need some confidence.
logically, we should all be prepared going into this. That's all I'm saying. Xavier, what when you say you exaggerated? Because, we're all very skilled in a lot of things, just maybe not the things that they value here. What parts did you exaggerate exactly?
Your credentials. I told him that you were a team diving in as researchers, here for the academic purpose. That's mostly what the people around here respect is academia and
Intellectual. Yes. Okay.
yes. Though I know you're all smart, and I don't doubt that.
No.
That sort of
actually,
has
I'm
to
going
be
to
at the
say no.
forefront.
Seeker is. No.
What?
I'm not smart. No one should let me talk to any of these people.
Personally,
I'm being very honest.
No.
Don't.
You don't want me to talk to anyone here.
We are.
Being able to
people-
talk to people is not the same as being smart, personally.
Yes.
I just wanted to make sure because let's just go in.
You feel like you don't sound smart?
No, it's just that I'm not very. If we're going in as researchers on magical things, I think, Flynn, Seeker, Kellic. Oh my, you do a lot of magic. I don't know how much you know about it, but you do a lot of it.
Almost nothing.
All right, so we're in the same boat. And we'll just both stay a little quieter and we'll let everyone else talk.
We are kind of researchers. It's like a sub-mission for a bigger mission,
Xavier, how does someone get into a school like this? As I look around at all, just all this magic happening around me, this is amazing.
There's a pretty rigorous application process. It took me 3 tries to get in.
Huh.
But, once you're in, the wealth of knowledge here is unmatched.
Yeah, I can see. that.
you are all standing within the pinnacle of Undalian research and knowledge.
Flynn, I think you can do it. I think you could do it if you tried.
I didn't know this was even a place. This is amazing.
Maybe we should repair the world first, but then once it's repaired, you can totally apply for a school like this.
We got stuff going on, but it's just cool to see something like this.
They would be so lucky to have you.
Yeah, be amazing to be a part of it.
I'm just stone-faced through this entire conversation.
But we should go, right?
Yes.
Time to do the most dangerous thing we've ever done with the least information we've ever had.
Do you
And
think
that
more
says a
dangerous
lot.
than dealing with the portals and dying?
I think so.
You came back from the dying
From
thing.
dying, yeah.
So
Hey, not a lot
Anyway.
of people can say that.
that's true.
So,
To be the only people that's happened to.
Right. I suppose we're the first people potentially to have closed portals to the other planes of such magnitude.
No, I was saying coming back from the dead.
that part.
That
yeah,
part.
that's what I was saying.
Well, but healing is done. There's
But there's healing
Stories
and
of-
then there's
revival.
right, but someone was doing that, right?
I've
someone
witnessed a few, yeah. But what do you mean?
You
I
just
think-
did it on your own, didn't
No,
you?
I think somebody
no,
did it to us.
they gave us potions, I think. I remember tasting some sort of liquid.
Oh.
Yeah, we're not that cool.
It's still pretty rare. I think a lot of people just, once it's over, I think it's over.
I can say pretty confidently we were going to die, if not for aid from our antagonists.
They wanted us alive more than they wanted us dead,
Maybe
Well,
that'll be the case down here.
initially.
Maybe they still want you alive.
I guess we'll find out.
I really hope so.
Okay, let's go.
So,
Thank you, Xavier.
Of course.
Thank you, Wizard Guy.
thank you, Savior.
Thank you, guy who I don't really know what you do, but thank you as well. Once you make it out, please make it your first priority to contact me. If I don't hear from you in 3 days, I will try and contact you.
Okay.
Do we just jump in? How does this work?
I say you go for it. And as you're walking in,
Does not seem very
Don't-
scientific.
don't let these guys try and give you anything. Don't let them try and cast any spells on you. They will put their research first. So
So just go.
just go. Don't let them do it. If they offer you anything, I would suggest not taking it.
I hate school.
Okay, let's go now. Go now, go now, go now.
Okay.
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 And as you walk down sort of this primordial staircase that is in this room, you walk past each of the tables. You see one student sort of looking around at the other students and step up, and he walks up to you sort of in the same, reminding you of a similar stature of Timmy almost. He's got these massive glasses on, and has his books. Excuse me, would I be able to just ask you
we're
all
very
a couple
busy.
of
So
questions
sorry. And
before
I
you?
like put my
Stay
hand-
back.
I put my finger in front of his face, like shh, 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 and then I just keep
Okay,
walking.
I'm sorry.
They're like so much bigger than him.
And as you walk up to the tunnel even further, you walk past this. You walk past Dawn, and as you pass Dawn, Dawn turns to you, and in a very, very much a much more calm presence than the student was. Would I just be able to give you a couple of items to
No,
track
we're
your
very,
journey?
very busy. We've got
just
to
so that
do
we
our
can
research.
keep, just so we can keep a
If we were to
track
take
on you.
anything from you, it could corrupt our findings. So we have to be very precise about what we're doing here. But we appreciate it.
Okay.
You're welcome to come in anytime you want and do your own research.
It is very technical because the magic that we are tracking could be, we don't want interference. Do you understand?
I'm gonna have Kellic and Seeker make a persuasion check.
Okay.
Wow.
Persuasion?
Holy
I
cow.
think we're gonna be okay, gang.
Oh my god.
Okay,
That is
Kellic, what did you
ridiculous.
get?
yes,
a 27.
27. Okay, doesn't even matter what
There
Seeker
you
got.
go. Okay, fine.
What'd you get? What'd you
19.
get? 19. Okay.
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
The teacher looks to you and just gives you a nod, sort of puts his hands up as if to say, "Okay, you do what you're gonna do." As you all
They are
walk
legit.
into the cave,
They're pretty solid.
and almost as if this cave was leading to the outside where it is snowing and cold, you get this gust of air, and you look down into the cave, and it is unnaturally dark, and all of you are sort of overcome with this fear as you begin walking into the cave.
As we go into the cave and I see this darkness, I'll rub my fingers together and touch my shoulder pad and light it up with that green flame. As the shoulder pad now emits that green light, that green glow.
Following suit. Ostendi nobis. I'll light up my bandage with cantrip.
Also, anyone within 10 feet of me should actually feel quite valiant because you can't be frightened.
I think we're all pretty close.
Okay. Yes, you all are close to each other. Now, if you would all just give me one moment, I have to make sure that I'm doing everything correctly here.
It's my aura of courage.
Yeah, I look into that darkness and I light my shoulder pad up and then I catch a glance at Thessaly and it kind of like makes me feel calmer, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just not as afraid.
You feel sure of yourself.
Yeah, confident.
Confident.
Yeah.
You all begin to delve into this cave.
As we do, we tie ourselves together with the rope of friendship.
You all
Yeah,
tie yourselves
yeah.
together
Yeah.
with the rope of friendship.
Why are we
Like to
doing
our
this?
like
Seeker.
Come here,
You know,
Seeker.
I doubted it at first, but it's the. I tell you, it's a good idea.
This makes
Don't
it
be
really
a
hard for
Kellic.
me to scout
Don't be a
ahead.
Kellic.
don't think we want you to scout ahead. It's really hard to see in here.
It's kind of what I do.
I know, but
If
I
this
think
thing spits us out somewhere other than where it began physically, we don't want to get separated.
we want to be together, so we don't need you to scout ahead today.
Oh no, you have to spend time with me. How terrible.
Okay,
Is that why you always scout ahead? You don't want to be around us?
What route? What? Who's first?
I can see really well without your light, but
Sure. We're going into the Underdark. Kellic,
should
do you think
lead.
maybe you should lead?
Yeah, that sounds like
If
a
you
good
see
idea.
any smoke that you think is going to poison us, will you let us know so we can take our potions?
Yes. Yeah.
can I just hold the rope instead of tie it around?
No, tie it.
Seeker, and then I walk up to him and I like tighten it, like I tie like an extra tight knot around him. There you go.
You know, Seeker, Kellic was equally frustrated about it at the beginning of our whole journey. So, like, he got over it. I think you can too.
Yeah,
you
'cause
don't
we
have
are
to
so
be like
alike,
a
Kellic and
naysayer.
I.
I'm just saying you don't have to be a naysayer just to be a naysayer.
Not being a naysayer to be
Kinda
a
feels like
naysayer.
it.
Nor
This
was
is just
I,
not what I
Oma.
do.
Kind of feels like you both are.
Blin.
We're
What?
Seeker, in the
I don't.
spirit of
What?
making compromises, and I'll slowly retrieve the device from my bag, the blood device. Maybe it's time we put this to use.
Are you sure?
Right now?
We could be your prisoners
Yeah.
if it came to it.
If it came to it.
I mean, there's no way he caught us, but
I know.
let's.
I hesitate to do this. I don't know.
You might not get another chance depending on how close we get also.
Right. But will I still be me?
only one way to find out.
I mean,
From
My blood isn't even. Who knows how many different bloodlines are in me?
From what I remember, when this was talking to me, it is a physical change. You are still you.
you'll have all your memories and things. When that person who attacked me used it, they still definitely knew exactly what they were doing and that they needed to.
Do you remember what I
Get
said
me.
to you not too long ago? Of all the people in this group, you know who you are. I don't think this is going to change that.
All right. This is a good idea, right?
I think if
Ye-
we were ever
yes,
going to use
yes.
it, this would be the time.
A good strategy.
It is definitely an idea.
What does it do again?
Then it'll make me a drow.
And why? I'm trying to remember why that needs to be done. I mean, there's going to be us. Like, we're not drow. Like, is it really going to solve the problem, though?
Did you? No, you would. Yeah, of course not. When we encountered the drow in the mines before, in Nestle Valley, they called me a dirty word, and a slur, and undercommon that just means outsider. This would, at least at face value, make me seem like less of one.
Up to you. We'll make it either way.
And the effects are entirely reversible, right, Seeker?
Yes.
So,
It
So long
could
as it
just make
doesn't-
our...
Get like snapped off of me or something.
we won't let that happen.
What happened when you removed it from?
As I was leaving, he seemed to go back to how he originally was when I encountered him.
All right,
So,
that's
Could
some
just
comfort.
make...
let's not break it. Let's not do that.
Here goes nothing. And I will strap it to my bicep, sort of like looking at Thessaly and Seeker for like approval of like placement and everything.
I'm wincing.
I'm nodding confidently.
How do I start it?
You just you twist here and it should start on its own.
You insert this thing into your arm. You feel the two needles enter in. You twist this almost clockwork gear on the face of it. And as your blood is extracted into these 2 glass vials, you can see one is a lighter red and one is a much darker red, almost a purple. And you turn this clockwork piece towards the darker one that is more purple. As you can see, the blood is injected back into you. Next, what you feel is almost like your skin begins to crawl. You can feel your interior organs begin to move around inside of you. You drop to your knees as this sensation, while not excruciatingly painful, feels alien and strange. And you drop to your knees, and as you plant your hands on the ground, you can see that your skin begins to recede just a little bit as you become a little bit more slender.
Stay with me.
As you can start to see some of the veins in your hands. You can feel your cheekbones begin to rise just a little bit in your face. You can feel the interior of your eyes change as everything around you becomes brighter, as you can see perfectly within this dark cave. Everyone else sees his already pointed ears become even more elongated and actually come out beyond the back of his head. As Kellic, you are now transformed into a full drow.
Kellic, are you okay?
There's still light in my eyes, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
You're here. We're here.
Are you
You still
hurt?
sound like you.
Oh, I don't recommend trying this.
Do you feel different?
It was dizzy.
We'll just take a seat. Relax. We'll wait.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's sit down.
do you need any assistance? Can we help you at all?
Finn, and I dispel the light on my arm. Can you can you stand away from my...
Yeah. And I'll flick off the light on my shoulder and the fire
Okay.
extinguishes.
Okay, Kellic, your eyes stop stinging as now the light is out and you can start to see everything in the cave in front of you.
Oh, okay. Okay.
What's going on? I can't see anything now.
Yeah.
It's all fine.
Okay. You're creeping me out a little bit, Kellic.
It's fine. I'm okay.
Right.
I'm the same.
Water or something?
Water'd be nice.
Okay. And I'm gonna reach into my bag and hand him my canteen.
And I as I drink it, I kind of miss at first.
Oh. You got a little... All right.
It's, I'm a little longer than before, I think.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
You looked a little different.
Yeah, I don't really, yeah.
All right.
We can't see, so I don't know.
Oh, you
Does
said-
the light hurt you? Or
Yeah.
because we need to have it on to see.
No, it'll be fine.
Well, maybe if we stand in the back and you light, and so that we're furthest away from him.
Yeah.
Would that help?
It's fine. I think I can look at it in general, just
Okay.
at the initial change.
I'll just stay near the back.
A lot more sensitive.
Mm-hmm.
I can also make it so you don't need the light.
I'll stay in the back with
We should-
Flynn.
Yeah, we should. I mean, I know, but we should probably save all of our magic for when we need it, if we need it. This is simple for me
This isn't
now.
the same as that, but
What do you do? What's different?
You can
Just
can make us see in the dark, right?
just the thing I do.
Oh,
Already.
well, maybe we should do that. Does it take some of your magic? Because I mean, we could. The
It would,
resources are finite right now.
That's true.
Right.
But if we're worried about detection, then
True.
We can save it until if we need to be quiet or not seen.
This
Yeah.
light is green, so it doesn't really look like a torch.
We can do that for now, and then if we do need to be quieter,
Or if the light is bothering you, we can all.
we don't want to stand out, so just keep an eye out for things like that. And I'll rub my fingers together, and I will put the light back on my shoulder as the green light starts to glow again. And I'll just kind of, as I do that, I step back away from Kellic a little bit. Okay, is this okay?
yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I guess lead the way.
All right.
We've also got the rope, so we can hold on to the rope and be led.
And as we start to walk, I'll lean to Seeker. you're sure it doesn't change him at all, right?
Yes.
Okay. He seems different.
Well, physically, yes, he's definitely changed, but he is still. I was actually hoping that the voice would change a little, but it did not.
Okay, well, keep an eye on him. If it seems like something's going on, I'm leaving it up to you to remove it.
I will take it off.
Okay, well. All right, well, let's get going.
Eyes forward, I'll say in Undercommon.
Ooh.
And move forward.
Okay. How are you all moving forward?
All right, well,
So I'm in the back with Flynn.
Mhm. Do we know a general
I'm in the lead.
direction? Or...
One way, right?
There is a singular tunnel in front of you.
Oh. I guess we know the general direction. I'll just follow Kellick's lead.
Okay.
Staying in the back.
Yeah, I'm holding the rope that's in front of my pants, that I'm attached to. My hand is on it.
Gotcha. Okay, so you all begin traveling further and further down this tunnel. And, I'm sorry, who's in the back?
Me, probably. I'd probably stay
Flynn.
the farthest away.
Flynn,
I'm just in front of him.
okay. Flynn, as you are walking down, every once in a while, you'll be walking and you'll be trying to look around the cave and you'll slow down just a little bit and fall out of range of Thessaly. And for just a moment, you start to feel this fear grip you, this panic of the walls are closing in. You're never going to be able to get out.
Ooh.
And then you walk closer to Thessaly and you magically feel yourself calm down.
Okay, all right.
You can feel your emotions stabilize. As Thessaly, that passive ability just took out something that I thought was going to be big.
Oh, yeah.
You do have to stay within 10 feet of me, so...
Everyone is within 10 feet.
All right.
And so...
That's awesome.
The,
Well done.
Paladins, man.
so it's fear. You cannot be afraid, correct?
Everyone is immune to being frightened as long as you stay within 10 feet of me and as long as I stay conscious. It's an aura, so it's not an action, a bonus action. It's just something that I have.
That sucks for me.
So you're like dead center. And
Yeah, so I'm probably right in the middle. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're holding up the back and you're
Yeah,
in front of
yeah.
him, then I'd be dead center. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. So you're
Love
all
it.
walking down this tunnel,
Yeah.
completely
Oh,
devoid of
man.
any fear. Okay.
I'm like whistling.
Okay. I'm gonna roll something real quick.
A boulder drops on
I
Thessaly.
know, I was thinking that too. Thessaly's now unconscious. Everyone's freed.
Yeah, but say, take me out, and then we'll see
Yeah.
how this goes.
You're all walking down this tunnel, and it's pretty easy to sort of see where you guys are going. It's really just one long path. And without the distraction of fear, you're all still keeping your eyes out.
That pesky distraction.
As you know, the Underdark is not a particularly pleasant place. Olma, you look out ahead of the group, and you're sort of looking around. You're expecting the walls, and just ahead of you, you see from the ceiling, you see what looks like this ooze begin to drip from the ceiling, and you see it drop right in front of you. And Thessaly is directly in front of you, correct?
Uh-huh.
And you see it drop onto Thessaly's back and begin to slide down their back.
I don't feel this? Okay.
You look even further and you see again another glob of ooze drop from the ceiling and fall and hit Thessaly on the back as they both merge onto her back.
Thessaly? There's something on your back.
What? I don't feel it.
I'm gonna touch it.
Do I see it when she mentions that? Do I
I'm
see
gonna
what she's
reach
talking about?
forward and I'm gonna touch
Flynn,
it.
you do not see what she's talking about.
Huh.
I'm gonna.
Thessaly, you reach back, you don't feel anything. Olma, you reach forward, touch it, and as soon as you're about to touch it, you just touch Thessaly's back. You don't see anything. It's just Thessaly.
Ulma?
Okay. I thought I saw something drop here, but
I
I
didn't
don't
see
feel
anything.
it.
I look up to see if, where something might have dropped from.
It looks like a pretty solid sheet of rock. There's not really too many cracks for something to fall through.
Oh, maybe I'm seeing things.
Oh, man. I think we should rule that out as a possibility here. We're talking about a place people don't come back from.
It did say it drove people insane, right?
So should I ignore it or not?
Don't ignore it, Elma.
Is it there or is it gone now?
What does it look like now?
I don't feel anything.
You don't see anything. Almost as if nothing was even there.
Oh, no, it's gone.
Okay.
Oh, is there something wrong with my head? Kellic, is there something wrong with my head?
Hold on, Alma. Thessaly. Let me look at you.
Okay.
And I'm gonna check Thessaly's eyes. I'm gonna
Okay. Make a medicine check. Yeah.
It is a 15.
15. Everything seems fine with Thessaly, but as you're inspecting Thessaly, the hair stands up on the back of your neck. And it feels like something or someone is watching you as you're inspecting Thessaly.
I look behind me.
All good?
Just got a strange feeling. Like I'm being watched. I don't know.
From where?
Don't like this place.
I don't like ropes being tied around me.
No. Seeker, if it's really that bad, you can just cut it in a dire situation. You have daggers.
Oh, that's a good point. I can't touch it. I can't cut it. Okay, fine.
Only if we...
Yeah, like what do you...
I'm good, though, right? Nothing... You didn't see anything spooky going on with me?
No. You look fine.
Oh. Thank you. Okay, so where... What? Just keep going forward.
Yes, let me...
Ignore seeing things like
Yeah, I was-
dripping ooze.
I was feeling kind of weird earlier, but I don't know. I think just getting closer to the group helped somehow. So maybe we just stay near each other.
Strength in numbers, definitely.
Yeah. But I think we should just get out of this as soon as possible. So we should keep moving, Kellic, unless you're thinking of doing something.
I stemo, and I will just draw ashes across Thessaly's forehead and cast protection from evil and good.
Okay. Can everyone... Sorry, real quick.
How do I feel about
Can I get the Can I get the marching order one more time?
Flynn in the back.
Kellic, Seeker...
Kellic, Seeker,
Thessaly, Alma,
Thessaly,
Flynn.
Alma, Flynn. Okay. Okay, protection from good and evil
Yes, sir.
on Thessaly. Okay.
But what about me? Because I'm the one who saw it.
Well, I can help.
Well, you said it
Landed on
landed on
me.
Thessaly, right?
Well, yeah, but then nothing was there.
I mean, I can do something. I can do something if you want.
Okay.
What was that you did, Kellic? What did you
Just a ward to make sure if something landed on Thessaly, it can't do anything to her.
Did I feel icky about that, DM?
Yeah, actually, you did. Yeah. You felt a little
little
queasy, in your stomach.
I'm sorry, Thessaly.
That's all right.
I should have asked.
The ashes are Zachriel, right?
Yes.
That makes a lot of sense. Flynn, what are you going to do for Oma?
Well, I mean, I can kind of do some warding as well. Maybe, I don't know if but it doesn't last too long though. And I'll reach into my bag that I have on my side and I'll pull out some of that silver dust and I'll rub it in between my fingers as the magic starts to glow. And I have to touch your head.
Okay. And I'll look down.
And I'll reach my fingers up and I'll, as I do like a little bit of a whistle, I rub my fingers across her forehead and that glowing energy from the dust transfers over, almost like rubbing across her forehead, and that glows as well as my tattoo continues to glow. Okay, do you feel better?
No more ooze seeing. No more. Do I
You
feel
see
better?
the ooze?
I'm sorry, what did you cast?
I'm gonna cast protection from evil and good as well.
Okay, gotcha. You don't see any ooze. No.
Okay.
Well, okay, so it doesn't last too long, but when it stops glowing, that's when it runs out. So just let me know if you see anything, I guess.
Yeah.
Or can we get going?
Yeah.
though?
Yeah.
Keep an eye out.
Since we're doing protection stuff, I'm gonna just put both my hands up to my shoulders while I'm in a fist and just hush Halamobek. Pull down and cast mage armor just in a single fashion instead of like two.
Makes sense.
Okay. All right. Awesome. You all continue on down this cave. And it almost feels as though the ground beneath you, each step that you take is accelerating your pace. Thessaly, it almost feels like the exact opposite effect of what had happened to you in the little trial that you did, where every step felt like it was only half a step. Here, it almost feels as though your pace is increasing. as you're walking a normal pace. Kellic, you're leading the pack, and you can see just up ahead the tunnel in front of you. It's been a pretty straight line most of this time, but just up ahead, it takes a sharp right turn. It doesn't look as though like carved. It still looks like a natural turn.
Okay.
So as you're walking and leading the group, you walk, and everyone else sees Kellic walk and make a right-hand turn, or I'm sorry, a left-hand turn. It turns left, and everyone watches and sees Kellic turn, and Kellic, you feel your forehead hit the wall.
Oh.
As everyone sees a straight tunnel continuing on, and Kellic just walks, makes a right-hand turn, and walks directly into the wall.
What in the hell's?
What did you do that for?
There was a tunnel right here.
No, there's no tunnel there,
I
Caleb.
see a wall.
Boy. Oh, maybe you're right. Maybe it's not real. Maybe we're seeing things.
Distort.
That's not a good start.
Okay.
This isn't. You know, this reminds me of when we breathed in the gas thing, Ulma, and they would, because we'd see things that weren't there.
Yeah. But there's no gas here.
Not that we can see.
Can't always see gas.
Yeah, but the last time it hurt breathing it, so I think...
Well, that's the poison. We're talking about the spooky gas from the cave.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
But that was, like, dark. You could see it. It was, like, smoky.
Right.
And foggy.
Oh, right. So maybe it's not the same thing.
Okay.
Kellic, is your head okay?
Yes, it's fine.
Don't walk into walls.
You couldn't
Thank you,
help
Finn. I will
it.
try not to.
I mean, that's good advice.
All right, let's just, I guess, look out for, I don't know, any weird stuff.
I'll try not to let you walk into a wall next time.
Call it out as we see it, I guess.
Well,
Yeah.
if I'm leading, I don't know how easy that's going to be.
Alma, do you see any goop?
Do I see any goop? Nope.
No, you do not.
Okay.
Have I seen anything weird?
No, you haven't.
Okay.
Okay, onward.
I will I'll pull a torch from my bag and not light it, but I'll just hold it in front of me
Nice.
and continue walking.
Okay. All right. And after another couple of minutes of walking, you all look in front of you, and from a distance, it looks like the cave just stops. It looks like the tunnel just stops. But as you approach what appears to be the end of the cave, you all see that the tunnel in front of you stops, but then the floor drops out from beneath you, and you look down, and about 30 feet down, you can see an underground river, an underground creek. It's not massive, probably only about 10 feet wide, but you can see an underground river that is almost glowing with this bioluminescent glow just beneath you. And as you look down, you can see just across this river, it seems that the tunnel continues.
Okay. Well,
Go through the water.
looks that way. I'm going to bend down to the water, touch it.
It's 30 feet.
It's
sorry.
30 foot drop.
So is it like off
okay.
the side of us
Yes,
or something?
there's almost a small cliff in front of you, and then the river down below in there.
Is there any sort of path down that I can see from where we are?
No, the tunnel that you're traveling down is maybe at times only 20 feet wide, and it seems like it's just a drop down.
All right.
Does anyone have any pitons?
Oh, yeah.
Pitons,
Yeah,
I think?
No.
Yeah, I think I have some pitons. Hold on.
We might want to also untie the rope of friendship and use
No.
it to. No, well, we use it. We untie it and then retie
Yes,
it.
yeah,
Ulma.
here.
We're going to use
Here,
it to get
I-
down.
Like when we were descending from Saddle Mount.
Yes.
I can use it.
But we have other rope.
It's a good
I have
idea to
rope.
have in case someone falls, then we can all catch them, or we can all fall
And
together one
I
way.
have rope, so we have more rope.
Yeah, and I have a rope. And I have pitons, so we can put them in.
Okay. And yeah,
I will
I'll help
start to fix...
Seeker.
Is there, at the top, do we see any place to fix a rope? Tie a rope or boulder?
There are a couple of stalagmites that are coming up from the ground.
Hold on tight.
And it does seem that they would be sturdy enough to hold some rope. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So I will affix my rope to that and tug on it. Tug on this.
Okay.
Pull on this.
Okay, we'll give a good tug.
Okay. I am going to have Shane, Rebecca, and Russ. Can you please look in an opposite direction as I'm going to have... And, as I'm going to have both of you roll a sleight of hand check to see how well you do this.
Oh. Wow.
I'm not gonna look.
And obviously do not say what it is, but
Okay.
if you can let me know, yeah. Okay. Seeker, I saw that roll. What do you add on top of that? I can do the math.
Add.
Okay. That was not okay. I was not expecting that. So
No sighing, guys. No freaking
Okay.
out, okay?
okay.
What's going
All right,
on?
everyone
I'm
else
not
can.
freaking out. I'm immune to frightened.
Are we good?
Everybody,
Everyone else can look.
attention.
Can we look?
Nobody else was looking, and that got spicy.
Okay.
What is going on?
You all tie this rope. It looks tied well enough. So who is going down first?
We've got rope, we've got pythons.
I have a
we've got-
question though. Like for the rope that's tied to us, how long is it? Like, are we going to be able to go down? Because like, you would have to untie to go all the way down, right? Because if
No.
we're up at the top,
For 30,
you
yeah.
would need the rope
I think
between
there's
each of us to be 30
there's
feet.
5 feet between each of us. So
We're
like
gonna keep our
1,
rope.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
So,
Right.
So we'd
at
actually
one
be able to
point,
get
You would
down.
all have to be on the rope
On the
at
rope,
the same
but
time.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Like it's
Okay.
only 30 feet, so one person would be 5 feet from the ground. Like
Oh, I
one
was
person
gonna-
would be 5 feet from the ground, and then they would be on the ground.
Right, but it's going to have to hold 5 people's weight.
We have pythons too.
You know what
we're
I'm
not
saying?
just we're not just using the rope. The rope is there. We're using the pythons mostly.
I don't know.
Put the
The
pythons
pythons are
in to tie the rope. to.
holding the rope down.
They don't. You don't
So,
can't
like-
climb
so
with
I-
them.
I think we would have to untie at least to get down.
So, but I was planning on tying my rope, like a separate rope.
He understands that. He's just
Okay.
saying all 5 of us will be on the rope at one time.
Oh.
Yeah, we would have
Yeah.
to be.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: the person at the bottom would only be 5 feet up. So like people would, and then the next person would only be 10 feet up.
Up
so
to you guys.
like
I
they're-
don't know if that's going to matter.
like Kellic is 6 feet tall. He'll be basically on the ground
I
by the
think-
time his feet will be basically on the ground.
Okay, as we are doing this, I'm just going to have one of you go, and then the next person, and the next person.
Okay.
So who is going down first?
I think we have to
Me-
go. Are we
Start
staying
with-
tied?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
are we starting at the front or starting at the
Probably
back?
at the front.
At the
have
front,
you down with
okay.
the, yeah.
Kellic, you hop onto the rope.
Okay.
And with it's taking your weight initially, and you know that little that slight creak that rope has just to get that initial adjustment. You feel that as you start backing down,
Okay.
but it seems to hold you okay for the moment.
Okay.
Seeker, you're
Yep.
going up next.
Yes. Confidently.
Okay, you can feel even more weight pulling on this rope. Cecily,
Yep.
get on the rope.
Oh
Uh-huh.
boy.
You start to back down.
Me and my
Just
armor.
Flynn and Olma to hold us when we fall.
Yes, I don't know.
We did this well.
The two
Yeah.
tiniest people.
We did this. We did this so well.
Kellic, as Thessaly just starts to put their weight onto this rope, you're just about halfway down.
Okay.
You're about 15 feet from the ground. Olma, it's your turn. You back down. Start to climb down. As you feel the rope take your weight. Flynn, you're the last one.
Yeah, I'll start going down.
Okay. Flynn, as you start to back down from this rope,
Oh boy.
Kellic, you're probably 2 feet from the ground.
Mm.
As your feet touch the ground,
Uh-huh.
you all continue descending. Seeker, your feet touch the ground.
Whew.
Thessaly, your feet touch the ground.
Okay,
Okay.
we're good.
Okay.
We're close then. You're at most
Yeah,
you're
the
10
weight
feet
Olma,
up.
all the weight is gone.
Olma and Flynn, you both touch the ground. No one has fallen.
There
And the rope is
rolls.
still there, so that if we
And the
come
rope
back
is
this
still
way,
there.
Mhm.
Okay.
As you
Climb
see
up.
about 10 feet wide river in front of you, you can see it emanates from a couple of piled up rocks on one side, flows past you, and goes down off into the distance to your left.
Okay.
You also see the tunnel that you were taking continuing on in front of you. What would you all like to do?
You said it was bioluminescent.
Yeah, it's this slight turquoise glow.
Can we tell like why that might be? Does it seem natural? Does it seem magical?
Make either an arcana or a nature check.
Okay.
It's glowing for all of us, right? Like,
Yes,
okay.
yes, everyone can see it glow.
Okay.
While she's doing that, Gaelic, can you, how deep do you think that is?
I. Uh-huh.
Ooh.
At least 120 feet, right?
Um,
Can I see? How far back can I see?
Oh, you can see the river, yes, does extend beyond. It sort of carves its path through this little canyon
Mhm.
that it's taking down, so you can see it go past your
Okay.
line of sight. Yeah.
As far as I can see, Seeker.
Thessaly, what was that roll?
That's a solid 18.
Hey.
So you look down and you can see these little, almost chunks of what look like almost these fungal spores
Mm.
as they're being carried down this river. That's what's giving it its glow.
Kellic,
Yes.
I think there are mushrooms in this river.
Aye, there's a lot of mushrooms down in the Underdark.
Can they be bad?
Yes.
Well,
Mushrooms can be bad.
Yes, Seeker. There are many types of mushrooms,
Oh.
as there are many types of scallywags who
Xavier used to say when we were
travel
traveling.
Elbor.
Xavier used to say when we were traveling that things that look brighter and look more exciting might actually be more poisonous.
that's my concern with the river. It seems to be brightened by something natural.
Flynn, you look down the river and you look down and you see actually, are you able even to see?
I
He
have
has
my
a light
light on my
cantrip.
shoulder.
That's right,
So
that's right.
I think it's 20 bright and
20.
four-
It's 20 bright, 20 dim.
yeah.
And then
20,
whatever the luminescence.
So I can see, yeah, and then I guess I would just see after that. It would just be me looking at the water
Okay.
flow.
As you look down, just at the end of your vision, and the bioluminescence of the river sort of extends your vision just a little bit.
Cool.
Just barely at the end of your vision, you see a humanoid head pop out of the river,
Oh no!
look at you, and then dip back down.
Oh,
Flynn, what's
What?
wrong?
there's something in the water.
Yeah, we
Yeah, there are
it's
lots of things in the
mushrooms.
water.
No, like a head.
What?
Say again.
Yeah, I saw it. It came out of the water and then it went back down.
I'll look
How
over-
far away was that?
It was probably about 30 feet.
Yeah, I mean, and I'll point in that direction, like right there.
I'll look,
I'll look that way, yeah.
Yeah. Does
No
it
one
look,
else sees anything.
Does it look deep enough to even have a?
No,
Body.
it looks maybe a couple feet deep.
Then it doesn't seem likely that if there was a head in there, the hair would be sticking out.
I saw it.
I know, Flynn. I saw
All
the
right.
goop
You-
too.
yeah.
I don't
You
think
walked through the
it's
wall.
there.
You saw goop. I'm seeing something, and I'm gonna reach into my bag shakily and pull out some of that dust and rub it, and then trace it on my forehead. Okay.
I'm gonna walk a little closer to Flynn. I think he's probably out of my range.
Okay. Flynn, you can feel yourself calming back down.
Okay. Can we not go near the water, or at least do we have to?
We
have to cross
Cross it.
Well,
yeah.
let's do that now.
And at the point in front of you, you can see from the glowing, it looks like there are these rocks underneath. It looks like you would probably be able to just step through. It might be about knee deep.
Knee deep.
Knee deep on who?
Yeah.
Kellic, Seeker, Thessaly.
So like hip deep.
Yeah.
Deep on Olma and Flynn. Shin deep on Thessaly.
Yeah. Well, one of you could get on my shoulder.
Yep. And I'm already climbing. Thank you.
Well, I'm taller than Tess.
Yeah, I'm
Right?
taller than Thessaly,
Yeah,
too.
we're both taller.
Oh, forget that.
I'm right
Thessaly
around
just
you.
has such a
Thessaly's
large
just
presence.
Yeah. I'm also just very muscular.
Larger
so
than life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
you know.
I'm
very buff.
staring at that point, like
Okay.
reluctantly,
As
squinting
you're being
my
carried
eyes.
by.
Okay.
Is everyone crossing the river?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. You all cross the river. It is very cold as you begin walking through, but it is only about 10 feet wide, so you make it to the other side. Continue on into the cave in front of you.
All right, Flynn, get off now.
Can I stay?
We should all have free range of movement.
Yeah.
When we never know what we're going
Olma
to
makes
see.
a good point. You can
Right,
stay
okay.
closer to me if you want.
Yeah, I might do that.
Yeah, stand next to me, and I'll
Okay.
hold his hand.
And I'll just as we continue on, I'll just give one last reluctant glance back at the water before we continue on, and just to make sure there's nothing following us.
Okay, you don't see anything following you. So as you all continue on down this path once more, you all start to hear something echoing off of the walls.
All of us?
All of you.
Okay.
I think we should just ignore it
I don't.
and keep going.
Do you all hear it first?
Yeah, I hear.
At
We all
first,
hear-
it sounds like mumbling, But then as you continue walking, it starts to sound like crying.
Oh, man.
Like a child crying.
I don't
Do you
like-
hear that?
Yeah.
Are we ignoring
We all
it?
hear it.
But we all hear this
Can't-
one, right?
Can't ignore it. I hear it.
But
I
maybe
hear
we
it.
should ignore it?
But what if a child's in trouble?
Why would a child be down here, Thessaly?
I don't know. I don't know where
children-
all of these
there are
different
children
tunnels. Yeah. Maybe a drow child got lost.
Well, then let's let them be lost.
What?
Oma.
We are the agents of repair.
Normally I would say let's help, but I feel like this has to be some kind of trick. That's this whole time being down here, there's been tricks.
Right, but I mean, like, Kellic ran into that wall, and we all saw a wall, and you only saw the head, and Oma only saw the goopy, so
Right, but
we all hear this.
Yes, but some illusions take place inside the mind, and some of them take place outside.
Oh, you think this is an actual sound, it's just not really a child.
When the mind flayer, much to my embarrassment, got to you, Thessaly, they used the coin outside of the cave that was making a sound that I followed, and that's what made you vulnerable.
Oh.
So we should keep going.
Yeah.
I also think I was vulnerable because I was asleep, but...
No, it was my failure.
all right, let's keep going then. Let's just... Because it might be an enchantment, and I don't...
Does it seem like as
wanna
we walk
risk any
down
of you.
the
If
tunnel?
we find a child, we'll take care of him.
Yeah. Does it seem like it's
Hi.
getting louder?
As you are walking down
Another
the tunnel,
child, Oma.
as you are walking down the tunnel, it does seem to get louder and louder, and you can start to hear the crying interrupted by sniffles, and then a couple of seconds go by, and then the crying continues, and it's getting louder and louder.
Well, maybe we'll pass by
Getting
it.
closer.
Yeah, like, do you see anything up? Do you see where
Yeah.
it's
You have a
coming from?
lot of vision.
Do either of us see anything?
I mean, but
Yeah.
it also probably wraps, so I don't know.
Kellic, just coming up in your vision, you can start to see what could possibly be the end of the tunnel, and you see a very dim yellow glow.
What?
I just squint.
What do you see?
There's a glow up ahead.
Okay.
Like a good glow or a bad glow?
I assume the latter, Alma.
Oh, okay.
Think that's the safest bet.
That's fair.
Just let me know if you start to see it as we move forward, alright? To confirm that it's not just in
I'm
my
gonna
mind.
step to the side and see if I can see it as well.
Okay, what is the range on your dark vision?
Stupid. It's like 300 feet.
Oh shit.
Stupid.
Then actually,
Maybe he should be leading.
yeah. Seeker,
said that.
Seeker, you would have seen it first. You would have been the first.
But he's a drow, so that's why he was
That's
leading
right.
us. Yeah.
Seeker, you would have been the first to see it. It's this sort of orangish yellow glow, almost like torchlight.
Yeah,
Seeker?
it's yeah, it's like I think it's a torch up front ahead of us.
But there's no one
That's kind of
there?
strange. Why would they need torches down here? Kellic, can't you see perfectly right now?
Yes.
So I'm wondering, who would light a torch?
Well, not everything in the Underdark is a drow.
Well, let's just keep going and then we'll find out.
Also, there's warmth from fire. Could be that.
That's true.
The water was cold. Yeah, you need heat.
Hmm.
Let's keep. Yeah.
Going
You
ahead,
still
I
Hear
guess.
You
the
want-
crying?
Oh, yeah.
You still hear the cry.
Is it moving at all? The light source? Nothing. It's still. Okay.
Are we getting closer to the sound?
You are getting closer, and at this point, you are about 60 feet away from this opening.
Mm-hmm.
You get 50 feet.
Okay.
40
Still
feet.
going. I would like to ready a hug action to calm it.
Okay. You ready to hug?
Hugs are a free action. Okay. We want first.
And you finally get to about 30 feet from where this opening is. And you can see now that the rough stone underneath your feet turns into this carved and worked stone. You see the tunnel around you go from this organic circular tunnel to now it is almost a perfect square tunnel carved out in front of you. You can start to see at the base runes that are carved in deliberately.
Oh.
Can I read them?
Yes, you see that these runes are in Undercommon. Are you going to take a second to try and read some of them?
Definitely.
Okay. As you are reading some of them, it seems as though these are not enchantment runes necessarily, but more of a ceremonial asking of protection from the powers that be to protect this site and to allow what's going on here to continue in peace.
Okay.
But then you start to walk even further.
What does it say?
Something about keeping this place safe.
Oh, that's good.
And as you walk a couple more feet down and you're reading and you're sort of doing this sidestep as you're walking and reading, as you get closer to where the tunnel opens up, you now see the runes are scratched out.
Oh.
Not a good sign.
We still hear the crying?
Yeah.
Still hear the crying.
So they don't want it to be safe anymore?
Or this... There are circles, Alma, that keep things at bay. Things of darkness.
Oh.
And if things of darkness would like to cross that threshold, then scratching out a rune may be a way to do such a thing.
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
That sounds...
Tell me that's not as bad as that sounds.
Sounds bad.
It's as bad as it sounds.
And I'll walk up further to try and figure out what it's coming from.
Then,
Okay.
Does it
I
continue
can't
to get
take it
louder?
anymore.
all right, then.
Okay, as you see this opening in front of you, Flynn, are you walking out to the front?
Yeah, I'm just trying to locate where this is coming from because it's freaking annoying.
Okay. As you walk out to the front, you look in and you see what is now a massive, what looks like circular chamber in front of you. You can see it almost looks ritualistic in nature as there are these concentric circles that make their way towards the center. And within the center, you see in what might be red paint, might not be red paint.
Okay.
Oh.
You see a pentagram
Okay.
in the center.
Okay.
You also see a series of cages hanging from the ceiling. You see 8 of these cages hanging from the ceiling. And you see in one of them, the furthest one from you, a little drow boy crying.
And that's the only being that I see in this room?
This is the only being that you see. You do also see in the other cages,
Uh-huh.
3 of them have bodies in different states of decay. You see one with bones. You see one that appears to have some chunks taken off of it.
Yikes.
And you see one that looks like it is perhaps freshly killed.
Oh.
Well, while he's off seeing that,
Guys,
And so
Safe.
if Flynn is at the front, Ulma would have had to be sort of pulled up to the
Yeah.
center here.
Don't pull me, Flynn.
I found the crying
Well, duh.
What is it?
a prisoner, a kid.
Oh no! I'm gonna hustle forward then.
Okay, as you hustle forward, you take Ulma and Seeker with you.
All right.
Come on!
Stop pulling, guys.
Oh.
Yeah, this seems
No.
pretty bad.
I.
Should we help?
Let's go get him out.
obviously we have to help.
Yeah.
All right.
Are you guys walking into the
Try
chamber?
not to tug this time. Because
Yeah,
I'm
I'll
moving forward.
walk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone begins walking into the chamber, and you sort of across this center threshold. And as you do, and you're approaching this cage,
I probably wouldn't step on the
I
pentagram.
probably wouldn't have
Okay.
stepped on
Yeah,
the
Yeah, I'll probably like
Harder.
further away.
Yeah.
I imagine we would stick to the perimeter, probably.
okay. Better
You
walk,
stick
yeah.
to the
Yeah.
perimeter,
100%.
and you go around. And as you approach, the little drow boy looks over to you all,
Quiet, we're here. Quiet.
and he sees that, and he starts to try and suppress his crying. And in Undercommon, he looks to Kellic. Please help.
Oh, what's going on here, child? What's done this to you?
I don't know. It was a monster.
What kind of monster?
It's just it was really scary. And it took my mom and dad. Can you please just get me out?
Where did it take them?
And with tears coming down his eyes, he looks over to the other 2 cages.
Do I see a lock on the cage?
Yes, you do.
As they're talking, I reach to the side pocket of my bag and produce a miniature door And as they're talking to the rest of the group, I look and point and shrug.
As he pulls it out, I'm going to grab his forearm and give him like a cautionary look. Can't trust everything we see here, Seeker.
I want to try and get a little closer to the cage to see if I can sort of like allow, because it's creatures I consider friendly.
But you consider them doesn't mean you know they're friendly.
No, I know, but I'm saying I want to see if it affects him. I want to see if it affects his state
calms
of
him down.
fear.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so as you approach, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
As you approach, and Olma and Flynn are sort of taken with the rope behind you. Yeah.
Not too
You
close.
are within 10 feet.
Okay.
You look up and you see the kid. Like as you approach, the kid makes eye contact with you, and at first they recoil in fear of you approaching, and then they see and you give them sort of this gentle, calming look. And once they enter your aura, you can see the sniffling starts to subside, and they start to take some of these deep breaths.
It's going to be okay. We're going to get you out. Just a little bit longer.
Can you please? I don't want to be in this cage anymore.
Where has this monster gone?
It went down there. And as the boy points to the hallway that continues on past you all, the glowing orange of what you can now see as these magical orbs that are on different parts of the wall, as they all turn red.
Oh.
And you can hear from that hallway echoing, who disturbs my lunch?
I immediately approach the cage and pull out my thieves' tools and start to
Seeker.
unlock
Is that
the
the
gate.
only
Seeker,
tunnel?
no.
Is that the only tunnel that continues from this?
That is the only tunnel that continues on from this.
Seeker, wait!
Pretty sure he's just a scared little boy.
I'm going to have everyone roll initiative at this point, as Seeker has now initiated an action, and timing is very important on this. Olma,
13.
13. Same initiative as our last encounter. Kellic.
13.
Okay.
She's got more decks.
Yes. So you are also at the exact same point as you were last encounter.
Nice.
Thessaly.
Really good.
Dirty 20.
Ooh.
30, 20.
30.
A little bit
That's
higher than
salacious.
last encounter.
20, everybody.
Seeker.
16.
16. And Flynn.
21.
21.
Look at y'all.
One lower than you were last encounter. You're all at just about the same. Seeker's the only one who.
I suck.
Seeker's really the only one who took a big jump there.
You're two voices
Hey.
of crying kids.
Somebody improved. Somebody didn't. Why am I nervous like I'm there?
Why am I like...
Why am I feeling like
Creepy.
this?
It's very creepy.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
First in the initiative, Flynn. You see Seeker about to approach and use his lockpick. What are you going to do?
I'm curious, from where we were at the water to now, the spell I cast lasts about, I think, 10 minutes. Would it still be up? Has it been past 10 minutes since we
It would just be cresting the. You might have.
have like a round of it or something?
Yeah, maybe a round or two left.
So if it's still up, I'm not going to cast it again, but I will, if I see him going to unlock. I mean, I don't know. I'm going to summon my sword and have that ready, and I'm just going to maybe put myself in between the cage and the entrance where the voice is coming from. And kind of just, I'll just hold an action to attack something if it comes out and gets in within range.
Okay.
Guys, what are we doing? And that'll be my turn.
Thessaly. What are you doing?
Okay, I'm gonna move as I watch Seeker go with his thieves' tools to unlock the cage. I'm gonna try to keep him so that he's on my left. And I am going to reach my hand out and cast Shield of Faith on the Drow Boy inside of the cage.
Okay.
So whatever his measly little AC is, it gets +2.
Okay.
Save.
As you all see, each sort of point on each almost like joint on this kid, you can almost see what looks like a star making up like this constellation of the kid as you cast Shield of Faith.
And then I'm just going to take both of my swords out and have them ready in each hand to attack. Where did the sound come from?
It came from not the tunnel that you entered from, but this new tunnel sort of off to what would have been your right when you entered this chamber.
So I'm just going to keep my eye there, Seeker on my flank, using my magic.
And as you're looking, you see the same red light glowing from that hallway as you see a shadow begin to move as a creature approaches this room. Seeker, what are you doing?
I'm gonna unlock the lock with my
Okay.
Kit.
Make a sleight of hand check.
Maybe. Maybe. 17.
17. You are starting to work away at this, and at the very moment you look up and see this shadow approaching the room, you have this moment of panic that is immediately alleviated by your lockpick sinking into place, and you feel the lock open up in front of you. Okay. Is that your turn?
So I opened it. If I look, I see the shadow and where the voice came from.
Yes.
I guess back. So as we came around, were there any alcoves or anything that maybe we could jet into?
Yes. So you could see there were all of these small chambers, maybe only 10 feet by 10 feet. Each of these individual rooms around this circle. As
much as possible. So I want to say, here, come. I want to open the door and say, hey, come with me, and try and take this boy back towards
We're all
one
still
of
attached.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
We're all
You
still
won't
attached to the rope or
be able
something.
to move. Yeah, you'll have to.
So are you taking the
I'm
kid
going to
out?
take the kid, though.
Okay, you reach under his arms, and he sort of reaches out for you and puts his hands on your arms. This kid...
Don't say, "Oh, you don't know that that's a..."
maybe looking... just a little bit younger than Olma. You can't quite get an exact read on the age, but just about that.
Can I unleash that readied hug?
Oh, absolutely.
There it is.
Okay, that's
Immediately. And this kid buries his face into your chest, just like trying to keep himself as sequestered as possible.
What is so the face is buried, is there any shivering? Or?
Oh yeah, there's some shivering, there's some light twitching, but even underneath the sort of the muffle of your cloak that you have on, you can hear some crying, you can feel the tears sort of starting to come into your chest.
Calm down. And so even with the rope, I'm going to move to the extent that the rope will let me away from this opening and this creature. So
Okay, you'd be able to move.
People, so tugging at Kalik and Tess, I'll go as far as I can.
But you can move 5 feet from where they are at this moment.
Damn rope.
Okay, and
together.
as you just get the kid out, the shadow begins to move into the room. And you can see just behind it, you can see just the silhouette of the creature moving in as the red light creates a silhouette of them from behind. As you can see this singular orb moving into the room. And as it passes by the light, you can see a couple of tentacles coming off of this central orb.
What?
As you can see one massive eyelid open up in the middle.
You don't.
Why with eyes?
Several eyelids open up from the tentacles.
Crap.
It seems we have intruders. It also seems that my lunch is going to be bigger than normal.
No.
As a beholder
absolutely
floats
not.
its
Very
way
unhappy right now.
into the room and looks towards all of you.
This is upsetting.
Very.
As it does, you can see its central eye start to glow.
Okay. Oh boy. Yep.
As it turns its anti-magic cone towards all of you, which are conveniently bundled into one group.
Rope.
As it is 150-foot cone, easily encapsulates all of you.
Uh-huh.
All magical effects
Yeah.
on everyone are now negated at this moment.
All magical effects on everyone. So we're
frightened, then no, that's not a magical effect.
Well, if
It is a.
that's an aura.
Well, it's an aura, but it
Okay,
says
give
it
me one
only dispels
It's a-
if I go I don't know, because it's innate.
Yeah, how does that work?
but it's
No.
still magical.
It's
It
not a
is.
spell.
But it might be.
It
might be based on
specifies
the race.
spells can't be cast, summon creatures disappear, and even magic items become mundane. So I'm going to take it as anything beyond those specifications I have rule over, and I'm saying since that is a innate ability of Thessaly being a paladin, I'm going to say that stays.
Okay.
Thank you.
But our magical
But
items.
it's
Your magical
yeah, that
items
makes
so,
sense.
so does my necklace allow people to find me
At this moment,
at this moment?
You
Or
wouldn't know.
I don't know.
You
'cause
wouldn't
I don't
know
know
that.
anything about my necklace.
You wouldn't know that.
What about the
is that what you'd be thinking?
my
of at
blood
this moment?
fusion
Oh
device?
yeah.
That, interesting enough, is not a magical device. That is
It's
a
like actually
purely
Scientific.
scientific
Alright.
magical
Whoa,
device,
okay.
non-magical device.
So-
creepier actually.
So I'm just trying to remember. So like your card, your sword, basically those types of things
Yeah.
would be.
So I think when I use my sword, I don't get a bonus.
When you're
Right.
within this cone.
Just while we're within the cone,
Yes,
right?
but
Yeah.
your thing
Cast
is
spells inside
strictly
the cone?
scientific.
No.
Okay.
No, we
okay.
cannot.
Okay.
Shit.
I'm just
Okay.
trying to understand
I'm
what.
sure we'll figure it
what
out.
the-
as
You
we
put
go.
shield of faith on the boy.
I did, so it goes off.
But it,
So
it
the
does
boy
it-
is no longer +2.
I have a question then. Is it still on? And it's just like if you were to leave the cone, does it come back?
That is correct. When you leave
Oh.
the
Can we
cone,
still
it comes back.
concentrate on a spell while
No.
we're in?
Well, that's not.
I don't know how that
I
works.
think you're the caster.
Probably.
Or is it?
I'm gonna say the spells that you cast that are currently effective in this
Right.
field
right.
are now gone.
Yeah.
Negated. Okay.
But the beholder is not casting this. It's just a cone. It's not a spell that they have.
No,
it's just a cone.
passive.
Thing that they have. Okay.
Okay, so I'm still figuring out is he still concentrating on it? Is Thessaly still?
No,
you
it's
said
gone.
it dissipates.
It's gone.
Yeah,
Oh, it just goes
it's
away.
gone.
That sucks.
We've all wasted spells today.
And this whole basically the cone is the entire room.
In the
Oh, wait,
direction they're
seriously?
looking.
Next up in the initiative is Olma. What are you doing? Everyone is still tied to each other.
Yeah, I'm gonna slip the rope off of my belt,
Okay, Olma, you are now free.
and
I'm going to say that is a bonus action.
Oh, cool. Then I'm gonna dart behind everyone and go 40 feet to behind towards the center. So behind Kellic and Seeker,
Gotcha.
and then behind the cage that's like to the left of where we found the boy. Yeah. And then, yeah.
Okay, you would just be out of the cone.
Do I feel a difference when I leave the cone? Like, do I feel something different?
You would not feel an immediate difference. No, you wouldn't feel a physical difference.
Okay. I don't even really know if I would know that there was a cone on me to begin with, unless there's like something that I'm feeling. So I'm gonna just do what I would do anyway, which is cast a spell. So
Okay, what are you doing?
I'm gonna bring my hands together, open them up into a circle, and throw a chaos bolt at the beholder. At
Okay.
We in
what
this.
level?
It's going.
It is spooky. So yeah, it's going at 3rd level. Okie dokie. So these.
Oh no!
Crit fail.
Oh, what is that? No, that doesn't do anything.
It doesn't do it, but also wild magic, and I have to beat a
Beat a 2.
2.
You beat it.
Okay.
I beat
Okay,
it.
it's now at a 3.
Sucks.
That really sucks.
Okay, Kellic, what are you doing? You're still attached to the rope.
Slipping the rope.
Okay, that's your bonus action.
Given. I'm gonna double back behind Olma.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would have been 20 feet of your movement.
Let me go. I'll go down. I'll go. I'll shoulder with Olma, but 10 feet from her. Then, if I can, am I able to get that far?
I think there's a cage right there, though. Oh, in front of the
It's
cage.
hanging. Yeah.
Oh, it's hanging.
Yeah, you'd
right,
be able
right,
to go underneath the cage.
Got
Okay.
it. I thought I was.
Yeah, you'd be able to
I
get
was
there.
trying to get cover from the cage. I didn't realize
Okay,
it
or
was
hanging.
hanging.
Yes.
They're suspended.
Yes.
Whoops.
Yeah.
That's why I went behind the cage. I'm stupid.
Kelly.
No. You were just fooled by a 2-dimensional map. And then I'm going to... I'm gonna hit it. I'm gonna use Fairy Fire.
Hey,
Okay.
Which I think is save from it. Let me pull up
Dex
Fairy
save.
Fire.
It's a dex save. I got it right here.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
Okay, a dexterity saving throw
Yes.
from the beholder.
probably got like a super low dex, right?
I mean, what
That
was
is
this other
a
stuff?
natural 20.
Oh,
Okay.
Ethan, you're supposed to be rolling bad today.
Mhm.
All right,
You
you
just got a
would.
natural 20 and I got a 1.
Oh, there goes that. Hang on, that is my action. Yep. So I bonus action. Okay, then that's my turn.
Okay, that is your turn.
But my eyes as I throw this out, it's like I don't even like. There's no incantation. There's nothing. My eyes light up red, and I just throw this like veil of purple lights over the thing, but they just don't take. Lame.
Okay.
Tear.
At the top of the initiative, as you're all moving frantically around trying to adjust to this new scenario, Kellic, you just get into your position, and as Flynn, you are just about to move. You take a step back, and you almost slip as you can feel and look down from underneath you. This slime begins to rise up
What?
from the ground.
Mm-hmm.
As the beholder, the layer action,
No.
the entirety of this chamber, the ground becomes covered in slime, and it becomes difficult terrain.
Mhm.
And as the slime rises up, you all look to the beholder, and this wide, toothy grin comes across his face. And that is where we're going to end
No.
this episode.
That's not nice.
It's not
That's
okay.
not nice.
Rude.
We are going to call it right there with a little bit of beholder action. Thank you all so much for listening, and we can't wait to see you all again next week. Bye, nerds.
Bye, nerds.
Hey nerds, Devin here. Good morning, good evening, good night, good whatever time of day it is you're listening and enjoying Venture Forth. Please like, follow, and subscribe on whatever platform you're using. If you want to be super generous, please tell your friends about us. It can be something you all start to do together. Have a Venture Forth listen party every Tuesday. It's super fun. And if you are interested in going the extra mile, please check out our Patreon link in the description to show support for the show. And you get access to exclusive bonus content. So cool. Bye, nerds.